Devin Fortress, Slovakia. The ruins of Devin Castle near Bratislava, Slovakia are one of the country's most popular symbols. The name Devin comes from a river gate, from where the Morava River flows into the Danube River and passes through the passage of the Little Carpathians. The fortress is included in the list of national cultural monuments in Slovakia. Devin was an important center of Great Moravia and is certainly one of the most important and fortified fortresses of the Slavic state in the 9th century. As an important citadel, it defended not only the borders of the empire, but was an important crossroads of trade routes on both fords of the rivers, Danube and Morava. This is the front door to the empire, where all the threats came from and had to be well guarded. The first ruler, Prince Rostislav, ordered the construction of massive fortress walls, using the natural protection of the rocks, but also several remote suburbs. For the first time in written sources the fortress is mentioned in the Fulda Annals. Year 864. In August, King Louis marched with a large army across the Danube and besieged Rastislav in a castle, which in the language of this people is called Dovina. The year 869, when Carol, at the head of the army entrusted to him by the king, arrived in front of that indescribable, vast, ancient and inimitable fortress of Rastislav, Rostislav ordered a system of complex defensive fortifications to be built in the immediate vicinity, in front of which the enemies expressed their admiration, part of which were two fortifications built on the slopes of Devinska Kobyla Peak. During the reign of Prince Rostislav, one of the most important events in the history of Slovakia took place, the arrival of the Thessalonian brothers Constantine and Methodius on the territory of Slovakia in 863. They passed the Danube River near Bratislava at Devin Castle. Thanks to the Byzantine mission, the territory of today's Slovakia is forever included among the cultural peoples of Europe. After the collapse of the empire in 894, to which the disputes between the sons of Svetopluk, Mojmir and Svetopluk contributed, the importance of the fortress decreased. After the fall of Great Moravia, it lost its significance for some time, but in the 13th century, it again began to play an important role during the clashes between Austria and Hungary. In the 15th century the fortress was expanded. A turning point in history occurred in 1526. After the fateful Battle of Mahach, the fortress was temporarily captured by the Croatian nobleman Jan Zapolski. In the following years, the fortress passed into the hands of the Austrian Emperor and King of Hungary Ferdinand I of Habsburg, who for his loyalty to the empire gave it to Stephen Batory. In 1809, after the siege of Vienna by Napoleon's army, his soldiers opened fire on the fortress and blew it up. In the 19th century, the ruins of Devin, once a famous Great Moravian fortress, became a legendary place.